Ouch. Ask yourself, where are you operating from? Can you be stuck in queen king mode and you're holding tight to those boundaries and rules that were set when they were 5 years old, right? Or are you eager to really skip over the yucky, uncomfortable teen stage and become the cool mom, right? If you've ever watched Mean Girls, the cool mom, and be her friend when she's quite not yet ready to have a friend in her mom. She needs mom, right? And as your daughter changes, so must our role. Mama, are you confused about what used to work with your daughter no longer does? Or do you find yourself feeling more frustrated over the lack of control you have over parenting your daughter? Okay, Mama, you feel like nothing has changed about you and the way you parent your daughter, like zero, nothing's changed. But you feel you have always treated her the same way. You had the same certain standards within the home, and even your expectations hasn't even wavered. However, your girl is not responding back in quite the same way. It's no longer working. She actually pushes against it and complains about it and even disrespects you, which leaves you wondering, what did I ever do to her, right? Today, I'm going to explain a few things to you about this beautiful season of raising a teenage daughter and all the changes happening to her, and give you reasons to consider that maybe you need to do some changing too. Ouch, right? Here we go. Love me through this, please. If you are frustrated with how to get your teenage daughter to open up to you because all you want is to connect with her as you once did, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Jeannie Baldomero, a former rebellious teen, now mom of 3 young adults, educator, and the mom mentor, equipping you to create open communication with your girl so she can come to you about anything, even if she's scared. So grab your oat milk latte, breathe, and let's do this together.
I couldn't believe it. I was grieving that, and to hear you say those words, "Are you grieving your little girl that you once had?" I thought, there's someone who understands me. I didn't need counselling. I didn't need therapy. I needed just thing that you taught me was empathy, just empathise. And also, one of the biggest things you taught me was not to take things personally. This isn't about me. My daughter's told me that I'm her safe person and that home is her safe place. She's talking more openly to me. So just that in itself is more than what I could have ever hoped to have achieved.
Yes, you just heard straight from her mouth one of our fellow mamas, mama raising a teen daughter, explain her own experiences through the Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. And you're probably wondering, what exactly is Talk to Your Teen Girl framework? Well, I'm a visual person, so I understand and I get you. I like to be able to visualize exactly what I'm getting into, and I like seeing the steps to really fully grasp what I'd be doing exactly, like what is in it for me. So I totally get it. So here it is. In this course, you get access to 5 modules, which you can complete at your own pace. Typically, they're about 1 to 2 weeks each, depending on the assignment and depending on your life's situation. But you have access to a private Facebook Mom Tribe community as well. You get a workbook containing your communication action plan and notes from the modules. Plus, I'm not done, 2 bonuses. Not 1, but 2. 52 date ideas with your daughter, 11-page resource guide, and never run out of things to talk about with your daughter. These are endless questions in various topics you can ask your girl. I believe in equipping moms like you with resources and tools ready at hand's length to use and utilize at any given time and any given reason, right? If you are still trying to grasp what this all looks like, I want you to come and visit talktoyourteengirl.com, where I lay it all out for you. And you just happen to be listening to this at the right time because going on right now, we are having our Celebrate Moms flash sale. Yes, we're having an early Mother's Day special because why not, right? We're celebrating you, mama. If you love a discount like I do, then you need to hop on over to talktoyourteengirl.com and save 30% off my DIY course, the one that I just explained to you. Or if you are like me who like the extra hand holding, I like to understand it fully, then maybe VIP is for you, where you'll get extra bonuses and one-on-one mentoring sessions with yours truly, that's me, on top of the Talk to Your Teen Girl course. And that is $150 off my VIP. So what are you waiting for? You have two choices, 30% off my DIY because you can do it yourself. Or if you're like me and like the one-on-one mentoring sessions, $150 off my VIP package. Head on over to talktoyourteengirl.com. It's called a flash sale for a reason, so it's going to be gone in a flash. So I would go now, talktoyourteengirl.com. Growing up in a military, immigrant, and Asian household, it's like the trifecta. You can imagine I grew up around a mindset that was filled with discipline, expectations, boundaries, and a lot of cultural beliefs that back it. Lots of these were good. I mean, they're actually good things that have shaped me to who I am today. And I actually have brought some of them into my own family values, raising my family. However, these very things also inhibited the way my parents, parented me and my brother. This has caused a lot of friction between me and them, which had me walking through my teenage years with boxing gloves swinging, okay? Maybe you are in this season and feel all the punches your daughter is throwing at you too. And you can't quite understand, why exactly, if nothing on your end has changed, why she's doing this. You've given her no reason to be like this. Well, let's recap quickly. Our kids are changing in the teen stage, right? Their body, mind, and soul, everything is changing. If you need to go back and listen to the episode right before this one, that's 236, I actually go into the 3 major changes happening to your teen and understanding why what I'm about to talk to you really does matter in raising your girl. So in essence, we are really parenting a different person from who she was even a few years ago. Now, let me break this down for you. We're going to break this down into stages. And I'm going to go over the stages of parenting and our roles in them. And as I go through them, I want you to reflect and think about what stage, and be honest with yourself, right? What stage do you find yourself in, parenting in? And maybe it's a little bit depending on the circumstances and the area, like whether it's house chores or feeding your kids, all the things that parenting does, right? That brings, whether you're caught in certain stages, and that describes where you're at. Okay. So I'm going to describe the nurse stage. The nurse stage is the very beginning stages of parenting, our role. We're the nurse. We have babies who cannot take care of themselves, so we nurse them. We feed them, we change them, we clean them, we change their diapers. We decide everything for them. And that's a nurse stage. And that typically is when our kids are birth from newborn to about 1 or 2, right? When they're already walking and are able to vocalize their wants, right? And then we have the queen king stage. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's our kingdom. The whole household and the home is your kingdom. You get to set the boundaries. You get to set the rules. You can say yes and no negotiation, right? You are training up your kids and instilling these core family values that both you and your spouse have agreed upon. You are instilling them within your family unit. You're building character out of them, right? So boundaries and guardrails are pretty tight during this stage because you're training them up. And this is typically around toddler stage, right? Where we teach them no and they say no right back, to about elementary, okay? And then there's the coach stage. The coach. It's exactly what it sounds like, right? Coach stage is somebody who guides, plans, knows the playbook, trains up the players to go do it themselves. And this stage is typically around, I'd say 9, maybe 10, 11, around pre-pubescent stage to about 18 when they're teenagers, right? Because our role is really up to 18 years old. We're still mom and dad. We still have to make decisions. We still have to guide them to make the decisions. This is where in coach stage, we're guiding them. We're guiding them during this stage. That is a role of a parent during this stage. Then lastly, which is our ultimate goal, which is 18 and over, now these aren't hard lines because depending on the personality, depending on cognitive, social skills, although we are no longer responsible for our child at 18, sometimes we still have to have that coach role in their life, right? But ultimately, we want to be their friend. This is where our role changes to friend as mentor, think of your girlfriend. How do you look at her? Someone who is equal. They'll always look at you as mom, but in a different way. Someone you actually hang out with, you go on coffee dates with, you go on vacation with. That is the friend stage. And hopefully you too, mom, want that as your ultimate goal with your children, is to become friends with your adult children. So those are the different types of stages in parenting that are laid out, right? Now, here's a question for you. Which one are you currently in? Maybe you have multiple hats, multiple roles because you have multiple kids in different seasons and different stages, right? So with your youngest, if your youngest is still a baby, you have to play nurse to your youngest, right? And maybe you're mixing up these roles, right, with your teenager. Ouch. Ask yourself, where are you operating from? Can you be stuck in queen king mode and you're holding tight to those boundaries and rules that were set when they were 5 years old, right? Or are you eager to really skip over the yucky, uncomfortable teen stage and become the cool mom, right? If you've ever watched Mean Girls, the cool mom, and be her friend when she's quite not yet ready to have a friend in her mom. She needs mom, right? And as your daughter changes, so must our role, right? Now we're looking at each individual child in your family. Maybe you have all teenagers and you're in the season of all teenagers and your role is strictly coach. Or maybe you have young adult, like me several years ago. I had few young adults, but still had some teenagers, and you're straddling the line of coach and friend. So in the Talk to Your Teen Girl framework, really, I actually take the role of coach and break it down into an acronym. Are you listening? To help you create open communication with your daughter in really tactical, simple ways. And how you connect and how you respond and how you express interest and how you practically apply this method to hard conversations that really need to be had but will be well received is what you're going to get in this course and is what your daughter is looking for, right? It is communicated. You're building communication with the end goal in mind, right? So maybe this is your next step to making change in your parenting role is how do I adjust? And you're probably asking yourself, how do I adjust to becoming a coach, right? Be a coach in this season for your daughter. Maybe it's time for you to go and take Talk to Your Teen Girl framework, where you can learn how to shift your role as a coach, and you'll see that your daughter will be responding to you in a different way. We are in our last few hours right now, Mama, of our Celebrate Moms flash sale. And if you want to create open communication in this season of coaching your daughter, I want you to go head on over to talktoyourteengirl.com, where you'll find the breakdown of Talk to Your Teen Girl framework, and you'll see that this is your answer. This is your answer to help you shift from either queen king role to coach, or back you in Reel you back in because you can handle this, mama. I know the fear of being a parent to a teen girl can be very intimidating and you just want to skip over and I just want to be their friend, right? It's either it's hard to let go of the little girl or I just want to rush and make her my bestie. But we have to do the hard, and we can get through the hard by utilizing Talk to Your Teen Girl framework for you to help create that open communication, be able to shift your role that is necessary for you to do so in order to connect to her. Now head on over and equip yourself with the step-by-step method of communicating with your teen girl so that one, she knows that you have her back, and two, she can come to you about anything, even when she's scared. Go now before the sale ends and the savings go away. Mama, I want to celebrate you and make it worth it. TalkToYourTeenGirl.com. I'll see you there. Hey friend, if this podcast inspired you or encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share it. You can screenshot this episode and share it in your stories on social media or text it to a friend who can use the support. It's the best way you can thank me. I want to let other mamas know they are not alone. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me at raisingherconfidently.com. Until next time, live full of grace, Jeannie.